In Kampala, Uganda, 1973, a Nigerian wrestler climbed into the ring to face Ali Baba of Lebanon for the world heavyweight title and beat him mercilessly. That win alone would have made most men a legend. But that fight was just one line in a record book that reads 125 fights with 0 defeats. Across Africa, Europe, and North America, against men who outweighed him, who had beaten everyone else put in front of them. He beat every single one. 125 fights, 0 losses, 0 draws. He didn't come from Brazil or Japan or America. He was born in an ancient town near Onitsha, where he once hauled bales for clothes just to earn a living, long before anyone put him in a ring. He fought at Madison Square Garden in New York and walked out with that record untouched. Heads of state asked to have a meeting with him, and decades later, mothers across Igboland still invoke his name, Power Mike, when they want a child to find their strength. This is the story of an undefeated world heavyweight wrestling champion from Igboland. Michael Okpala was born on August 8, 1939 in Neni to Echobi and Janet Okpala. He was the oldest of 3 children. He grew up in a farming town, went to Anglican primary school in the neighboring town, and even as a kid, people already knew one thing about him. He was stronger than boys twice his size. At just 13 years old, he left Neni to Onitsha for apprenticeship under a fabric trader, and in that market, hauling bales of clothes that other apprentices could barely drag across the floor, it became obvious to everyone around him that this boy had something different in his frame. A couple of years in, a friend introduced him to the Tiger Boxing Club, and he started training there as an amateur middleweight boxer, right along the man who would go on to become Nigeria's first world boxing champion. But boxing wasn't where Michael Okpala's name was going to be made. He started doing some Superman strongman shows, bending iron bars, lifting weights that would just stop a crowd, touring towns across Nigeria and Ghana doing his power shows. And that's actually where the name came from. Nobody handed him the name. He earned it, crowd by crowd, town by town, city to city. The name Power Mike echoed. While he was performing in Greece, a wrestling promoter caught one of his shows and saw exactly what those market crowds in Onitsha had already figured out. This wasn't just a strong man. This was a man with presence. From Greece, he moved on to Britain, and from there, straight into international professional wrestling for good. And once he was in, he did not lose. He fought across Africa, Europe, and North America. He beat Jude Harris, and over Zambia, he beat Joseph Kovacs and Albert Reigns. He even wrestled at Madison Square Garden, an Igbo man on America's greatest wrestling arena, and came out of it with his record still spotless. In 1970, he beat Gambia's Masambula to become Africa's heavyweight champion. Then, in 1973, in Kampala, Uganda, he got in the ring with Ali Baba of Lebanon and walked out the world heavyweight wrestling champion. And he didn't just win that title, he defended it. In 1975, back home at the National Stadium in Surulere, Lagos, he knocked out a London-based challenger, named John Kwango in front of his own people on his own soil. By 1976, when Power Mike finally retired, the record was set: 125 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses, undefeated from Neni all the way to Kampala, to Madison Square Garden, and back home again. Retiring didn't end the legend. He changed shape. He went on to found Power Mike International Promotions, bringing global stars like Mil Mascaras, Dory and Terry Funk, Mighty Eagle, and the Bulldog Brower over to fight on Nigerian soil. On January 30th, 1981, a match he promoted between Bulldog Brower and Mighty Eagle pulled in almost 40,000 people across the National Stadium in Kano, one of the biggest sports crowds Africa had ever seen at the time. Nigeria's own president, Shehu Shagari, personally honored him. He sat across the table from Milton Obote of Uganda and Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya, heads of state who wanted to meet the man his own people already called strength itself. Michael Okpala passed away on March 11, 2004 in Abuja after a long protracted illness. He was 64 years old. But no one measures a man like this by his years. There is still a statue of him standing in Neni. There is still an Igbo language tribute song written by Okonkwo that people sing to this day. And more than 20 years after he has passed, just saying his name, Power Mike, can still make a room go quiet with respect. 125 fights, 0 losses. A boy who once hauled clothes in an Onitsha market grew up to become the strongest man 3 continents ever shook hands with. That is not just a wrestling record. That is an Igbo story. That is Igbo excellence.
Formidable opponents in his various bouts. One of them was the headbutt specialist, Johnny Kwango. Johnny Kwango was the first African wrestling champion. Here are excerpts from their memorable encounter. Seconds away, round 1.
If you enjoyed watching this beautiful documentary about the power and undefeated streak of Michael Okpala, popularly known as Power Mike, kindly hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment down below. Let us know which of his fights you have seen, even the fight included in this very beautiful clip. My name, once again, is Prince, or the name Ngozi Chukwuka Fortune, and I will see you in my subsequent videos. Thanks for supporting Enu and the Cultural Forum. Bye-bye!